A shelter in place has been lifted on the 2000 block of Mountain Avenue after a standoff between a female suspect and Missoula Police. There was one male that was injured in the incident, but it is unclear to what extent his injuries are. The standoff did end after the female suspect was taken into custody without any harm or injury. Traffic in the area has resumed back to normal, and we will keep you up to date on this situation as more information comes out. The Old Post Hospital close to Fort Missoula has been in a state of decay for the last few years. There's an effort underway to restore the building by the owners. Construction of the Post Hospital was completed in 1911, and the hospital is in the Spanish Mission style. The hospital served as the main medical facility for resident military personnel and their families throughout the Spanish flu and the polio epidemic. This later treated interned Japanese, Germans, and Italians during World War II. The hospital was then vacant from 1947 when it was deactivated for military use until 1963 and minimally used since then. It has been on Missoula's most endangered historic site since 2008 when the roof was classified as failing, and those repairs have yet to occur. Despite being a private property, the work to the Old Post Hospital and the accompanying limited commercial and residential development are subject to review by the Missoula Historic Preservation Commission because the building lies within a National Register historical district.
We're losing a lot of historic buildings throughout the area. We've seen what happened to the Merck. The Merck had two chances, and that second chance got torn down. This is the Old Post Hospital's second chance to get renovated and preserved, and we feel like the project that we have presented is a viable option for this area and fits in with the community and historical standards.
The proposal to undertake this work was heard by the Missoula Historic Preservation Commission at its April 5th meeting, and a decision on the plan is expected at its next meeting on May 3rd. No donations or public funds are being sought for this work. Staying at the fort, today was the 26th annual Forestry Day. The fun day includes events such as cross-cutting sawing, wood chopping, pole climbing, axe throwing, log rolling, and hot saws. The event was put on by the UN Woodsman team, and there were also some professional logger sport competitions, as well as some antique lumber mill demonstrations that the Fort Missoula docents hosted. What a gorgeous day across western Montana. Sunny skies and warm temperatures that we haven't seen in a while, and we're in luck as the warm temperatures will be sticking around through next week. Let's check in with KPAX Chief Meteorologist Louis Dortch, and he has your first forecast. Louis?
So let's jump right into your forecast headlines here. Hopefully you all have had a good Saturday so far. Warm out there today. That trend continues. We have the chance for some record-breaking heat moving into the northern Rockies on Sunday. We'll talk about that. Staying hot through next week as well with high pressure in place, not going anywhere. Average for this time of year is in the upper 50s. We're going to see a lot of 70s and a lot of 80s. Now, with that being said, we're also going to see those rivers and streams begin to rise because that snow begins to melt quickly up there in the mountains. We got a lot to get into, and we'll do it here shortly.
A pair of bills establishing new models for charter schools in Montana are on their way to the governor's desk after being voted down and then revived earlier this week. The Senate approved House Bills 549 and 562 on preliminary and final votes Friday. It came after Senate Republican leaders held a caucus meeting where they told members the bills were key to wrapping up the session and it would resolve the charter school issue. HB 549 would give local school boards the first chance to create charters and let other groups do it if they decline or are unable to. HB 562 would create community choice schools with greater autonomy and exemptions for many requirements of traditional schools. Opponents of that bill question its accountability measures and impact on existing schools, but supporters defend the oversight and said it would provide meaningful choice for families.
We have a responsibility to our citizens, to our taxpayers, to be good stewards. And this bill has minimal accountability.
And if the parents and the community come together to show a need for this type of school and go through the rigorous proposal and approval process, then who are we to stand in the way of approving this type of school?
Opponents of the bill say they expect legal challenges. Supporters say the legislature should move ahead and pass charter school legislation and put it in the hands of the courts. The Montana legislature passed a bill that officially recognizes huckleberries as Montana's state fruit. House Bill 880, sponsored by Representative Lola Sheldon Galloway, cleared the Senate Friday 38-11 and is headed to Governor Greg Gianforte's desk. The bill comes from elementary students from Vaughan who worked with Galloway to get huckleberries picked top fruit in the Treasure State. Students choose to endorse the berries after holding a poll at their school between huckleberries, chalkberries, and flathead berries, with huckleberries winning handily.
Positively Montana is sponsored by Whitefish Credit Union.
Since 2011, the nonprofit More for Kids, an affiliate of Missoula Organization of Realtors, has worked to raise money for Missoula area schools. The money they raise goes towards school supplies, clothing, backpacks, and other necessities for children in need. They give money directly to resource offices at schools so they can decide exactly what is most needed amongst their students. Several events over the year raise money for More for Kids, but perhaps the kickball tournament is the most fun, and it's coming up this Thursday. More for Kids Chair Carrie Lake says the tournament brings businesses from around the city to make teams and raise money.
There's 20 teams. Each team and each person on the team is in charge of raising funds for their team. So every $100 that is raised, you get to steal the base coupon, and then each player can use it as they see fit when they're out on the field playing to win, hopefully.
Yeah. People can help donate to More for Kids by giving money to a specific team or buying a spectator ticket to attend the tournament. All money that is raised at the tournament goes back to Missoula area schools. Well, one Missoula congressman is taking some heat for his recent actions in Washington, D.C., and we'll tell you why coming up after the break. Montana Congressman Matt Rosendale is taking some heat from outdoor and conservation groups in Montana. This is after Rosendale proposed defunding of 4 land programs that have been used to acquire thousands of acres of public land in Montana. MTN's Kelsey Marison is taking a closer look at what's being proposed and why Rosendale says it's in the best interest of Montanans.
Encounters with wildlife like this is just one of the many things that makes Montana so special, but 4 new proposed bills could mean major budget cuts and an end to conservation land programs.
Spending time in the great outdoors is something many Montanans enjoy.
I hunt, I fish, I camp, I hike, just like it seems like most everybody else in this place.
But some fear that 4 new bills introduced by Montana Congressional Representative Matt Rosendale could limit efforts to acquire more public lands in Montana.
Long-term impact could be really severe. These cuts would prevent that money from being spent.
Anthony Licata is the communications director for Montana Conservation Voters. He says these proposed cuts would decimate the Land and Water Conservation Fund, which is often used by U.S. Fish and Wildlife, the Forest Service, the BLM, and the Park Service to acquire new public lands.
What this would do would slash about $392 million in funding that's slated for voluntary public land acquisition from the Park Service, Forest Service, and Fish and Wildlife Service.
Concerns also shared by the Montana Association of Land Trusts.
The outdoor industry is the largest provider of jobs as compared to any other industry in the state, next to agriculture. That obviously includes recreation, tourism, hunting, fishing.
But Congressman Rosendale says something needs to happen to rein in federal spending. While he declined our requests for an interview, Rosendale provided MTN a statement defending the legislation, saying, quote, "Because our nation is $31 trillion in debt, I've worked with my colleagues to identify areas to reduce spending across the federal government while protecting Social Security, Medicare, and veterans benefits. The legislation that I co-sponsored only prevents new federal funding for land acquisitions in FY24. It does not impact the maintenance of parks and facilities. But many conservation groups don't believe these proposed cuts are the solution.
Montana should not pay the price for Rosendale trying to make budget cuts.
With all due respect to Mr. Rosendale, this is not Montana. Your job is to represent Montana. And so if this is what you think that looks like, it's incompetence. I don't know how else to say it.
In Billings, Kelsey Marison, MTN News.
We have some very warm weather rolling into the northern Rockies this weekend, and the hottest temperatures move in tomorrow. Stick around Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Notice the forecast and the records there in Missoula. Good chance to at least tie and break records for several days in a row. We'll get these details after the break.
Storm Tracker weather starts now with meteorologist Louis Dortch.
Well, good Saturday, everyone. Hope you all were able to get out and enjoy the beautiful and really warm weather we had today. Glacier National Park, always beautiful, but man, especially, I would say, beautiful when we're kind of looking at temperatures like this in the blue skies that we've had overhead, right? Beautiful sunshine, some snow still on the mountains. And one thing I noticed as well is look how everything's starting to green up just a little bit. You see that out there? Yeah, we're going to see some green, probably a lot of green up happening with how warm we're going to be. And also just with the chance for showers to return by the end of next week. We'll talk about that. But the overall takeaway, at least to start off this week, is just how warm we're going to be, right? Missoula starting tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, has a good chance to break or tie record high temperatures, all right? We're going to see the same setup for Kalispell here. We're looking at a 4-day stretch with very warm weather for us here across the northern Rockies. So one of the things it's going to do, obviously, bring a lot of sunshine, warm up, but it's also going to allow those rivers to quickly rise. So notice this for the Clark Fork River near Missoula, and we're just going to see that river level continue to rise through next week. Now, the orange here, that's minor flooding. No, I don't think we're going to get there. Right now, the models don't have it getting there at least through the end of next week, but there will be that chance to approach that minor flood stage. So this is going to be the rivers running very high, very fast, very cold. That could be a dangerous situation. You want to head down to the river, try to cool off. You get your feet swept out from under you, and then the river's just running very fast and very cold. So keep that in mind. Here's a look at the Bitterroot River near Victor. You can see not reach the minor flood stage, but it's just going to continue to rise through next week with the warm temperatures allowing that snow to start to melt very quick higher up there in the mountains. But maybe you have plans, you want to head to one of our national parks over the next few days. Check out West Yellowstone here. 60s Sunday. We're talking about 70s possible in Yellowstone by Monday. What about Glacier? Low 80s possible Sunday and Monday there in Glacier National Park. So I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be warm and maybe even hot. Maybe those air conditioners might need to be a possibility, right? Because this is going to feel really warm, especially just how cool we've been over the this spring so far. High pressure firmly in place. That sticks around through this evening. That sticks around through Sunday. Again, the warmest temperatures of this weekend will be tomorrow, and then those 80s stick around through at least the middle part of next week. Look at our 6 to 10 day outlook here from the Climate Prediction Center. Kind of this central and northern Rockies above average as far as temperatures go. That trend looks to stick around at least through the middle part of May. All right, tonight our lows got a lot of 40s, some low 50s out there across western Montana. Check out the highs tomorrow. How many 70s and how many 80s we could see. Yeah, looking at a really warm Sunday ahead of us. All right, 84 Sunday in Missoula, 83 Monday, 80s continue through Wednesday. Some thunderstorms possible Thursday, Kalispell. Low 80s Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Chance of thunderstorms there on Thursday. Hamilton, let's go 80s on your Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 79 Wednesday, chance of some thunderstorms. 74 Thursday, back in the 60s by Friday.
A sure sign of summer on the way is all watercraft inspection stations across Montana are open with the exception of Eureka. All vehicles carrying any type of boat, so canoes, kayaks, motorboat, paddleboards, rafts, are required to stop at each inspection station they encounter. Watercraft inspection stations are an important part of protecting Montana's lakes and rivers from aquatic invasive species, which can have devastating impacts. So far, more than 2,400 watercraft have been inspected this year. Of those, 13 boats were found to be transporting invasive mussels. Most recently, a pontoon boat was intercepted and decontaminated at the Webo inspection station. It had been purchased at an auction in Wisconsin and was being transported to Idaho. Coming up, you'll meet a wrestler from the Flathead who has quite an impressive resume. MTN's Carter Culver is going to tell us his story coming up right here on KPAX.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 530 News.
He conquered the state map for 4 years in a row, and now he's competing on the national stage. MTN's Carter Culver talks with Flathead Valley wrestler and all-star athlete Tegan Vasquez.
After becoming a 4-time state champion, wrestler Tegan Vasquez wasn't finished with his high school career. Now, he's added a national title to his already impressive resume.
I was just excited. I was just excited, just so happy to win a national title. I was just pumped. I was amped.
Although the high from winning state for the 4th time was great, Vasquez knew there was still more to accomplish.
My mindset just kind of flipped where it was I had to win that. I have to go win nationals. I got to go do something greater. And so kind of just riding that wave, definitely my dad pushing me hard, kind of being hey, we're going to go win this. Let's get ready. And just kind of believing him, believing in myself, and just going and doing that.
When it comes to his dad's influence, Vasquez knows he couldn't be in the position he's in without his support.
Having him there is such a big